Hi there everyone and welcome to this workout on your Techno Gym ride. My name is Ties and I'll be guiding you through today's efforts, which are about the Tour de France and its beautiful long-lasting history. The Tour de France is of course the biggest cycling race there is on earth, and as we here at the Techno Gym ride, we're all about cycling. We're going to be looking at that beautiful, fascinating, interesting road cycling race. The Tour de France is one of the three Grand Tours, the biggest race, one of the oldest races on earth, and it is so much to talk about. There's so much to tell about the Tour de France. For now, first, let's make sure we're set up properly. We have adjusted the handlebar to settle to the right position, so we're sitting comfortably. Make sure you have a bottle of water, of course. And make sure you have set your FTP, or functional threshold power, to the right power level. That way we can make sure we do the workout at the right intensity. And of course, during the workout you can adjust the intensity if needed. Today we're doing a workout in so-called erg modus, which means as we pedal, the bike itself will adjust the intensity for us. No need to shift. We can bring the intensity up and down if we're not feeling too good or if we're feeling very good, but we don't have to if we have set the FTP to the right value. So today we are taking a look at the history of the Tour de France. Tour de France is one of the three Grand Tours, which means it's a 3-week race. 21 stages, only 2 days off. That's a lot of racing, a lot of distance, a lot of pain in the legs, and a lot of hard work. And it's been going for years and years, more than 100 years. And today we're taking a look at some iconic moments of the Tour de France. I really love the Tour de France. I love seeing all the best guys, all the best racers compete, and nowadays also all the best women. They have a 9 or 10 day Tour de France nowadays as well, and it's just amazing to see the best racers of the planet going head to head to one another. It gives us some beautiful, beautiful cycling. And apart from the racing, there's so much beautiful to see during the Tour de France, because they go to some of the most amazing places, mainly the mountains. I really love the mountains, cycling there, but being there in general. So if you get to look at the race, you see them going to the Alps, to the Pyrenees, for some beautiful racing. You get to enjoy the scenery and the racing. Just perfect summer time. Perfect way to spend the summer. Okay, in 10 seconds we're going into the warming up. We're going to be doing a 4-minute build-up where we're going to increase the intensity as we go. And we're going to do short acceleration, and just like that we should be ready for the 5 efforts that lie ahead of us. So you feel intensity has gone up a bit, zone 2. Find that right pace. Today's a block workout, which means we're going to be doing some slightly longer intensity efforts, or some slightly longer efforts. They're not going to be very boring, which is nice. We're going to do a lot of different lengths of the blocks, a lot of different efforts, alternating a bit between different zones, but most of them will be around 4, 5, 6 minutes. That means we're going to be doing a lot around threshold, just below, just above. But we're going to be training our body to do multiple repeated high intensity efforts. It's not about short all-out efforts, but training our body to be able to push and sustain high power for longer efforts. We're going to be training our aerobic capacity, which is the capacity of the body to bring oxygen into the lungs, to the muscles, and use that as a source of energy. As intensity goes up again, zone 3. And while we do that, we take a look at the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Mont Ventoux. It's a mountain in the Provence. It has 3 different ascents actually. Those are Bédoin, Sceaux, and Malocène. And the first, Bédoin, is by far the most famous. It's been used in the Tour de France a lot of times, tens of times. Most recently, 2021, they did a double ascent. They went up there 2 times. And we are going to go up there as well. It's beautiful, but also very hard, because it's very long. So it's long, it's steep, it's steady. It's gonna be a hard one, but it's definitely a bucket list ride. And it's also a very special climb, geographically speaking. It's not in one of the high mountain ranges, but you go up to almost 2,000 meters of elevation. So it's also called the Giant of the Provence because it's kind of a lonely standing mountain. And when you're at the summit, you really get to the highest point of the mountain itself. You get some beautiful views of the surrounding area. We start with some falls flat. In a bit we're gonna go into a forest. We're gonna take a left-hander which really kicks things off. And then at the end, we get into high altitude plains where it's very empty, there's a lot of rocks, and it's often referred to as the moon landscape. Well, so much to talk about just that one climb. So we have a lot coming up in this workout. We're gonna go into the last effort of the warming up, or at least the last effort of the build up. Get ready in 3, 2, 1. Some zone 4 intensity. 1 minute. We'll bring our rhythm up to 100 RPM. So find that steady pace and push. Thirty more seconds. Keep on going. Okay, keep it up. Almost there. 5 more seconds before we get some recovery. 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down. Okay, great work. 20 seconds before we go back up to zone 5. So take a few deep breaths, get rid of that lactate from the muscles, and then get ready to push. Short acceleration, final push of the warming up. In 2, 1. There we go. 100 RPM, zone 5. Let's push hard. Come on. Come on. Okay, 20 more seconds. Just keep on going like this. Great work. Okay. Almost done. We keep on going. 5, 4 until the bike takes off the resistance. 2, 1, and recover. Okay, there we are. Warming up done. 2 minutes of easy pedaling before we go to the first effort. Looking back at that amazing Tour de France history, and this is considered by many to be the most iconic finish of the Tour de France. It is stage 21 of the 1989 Tour de France, and after 20 days of racing, Greg LeMond and Laurent Fignon are only 50 seconds apart in the general classification. Imagine that. 20 days of racing, thousands of kilometers, and only 50 seconds of difference. There's a final time trial through Paris. It's 24.5 kilometers, and that's going to be deciding who takes the win, who gets the famous yellow jersey for the leader of the general classification, and who takes the win home. Now, back in that day, 1989, we're talking, they used to race not on special time trial bikes or on regular road bikes, but there were some special accessories allowed. You could use special bars on your time trial to get into an aero position, on your bike I should say, and they could use special aero helmets. Now, Laurent Fignon, he was 50 seconds up on Greg LeMond. He was a bit stubborn, the Frenchman. He raced on a regular bike with a regular helmet. But Greg LeMond, the American, he was one to push innovation. He decided to go with the time trial bars and also with the aerodynamic helmet. In the end, he won by 8 seconds. He managed to pull back 58 seconds, just enough to win the Tour de France. Probably by those 2 accessories, making him more aerodynamic. And to this day, it's the smallest margin that the Tour de France has ever been won on. We're gonna race that time trial. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Bring the intensity up. Zone 4, steady pace. So imagine you just rolled off the starting ramp. And we're gonna go raise that time trial, the final push through Paris. You can get into an aerodynamic position if you want to. Try to make yourself small. And the time trial is all about high power and low wind drag. So we want to make ourselves small to really cut through the wind efficiently. Find your pace, steady intensity. Come on, keep this up. 100 RPM, let's go. Keep on pushing. We're sticking to the same power. Come on. One more minute at this intensity. So different time trials take different pacing strategies. We're starting off hard, going down a bit for a steady pace, and then we finish strong. Okay, 20 seconds at this intensity. This might hurt a bit, but we're gonna go down in power a bit in about 15 seconds. Our RPM and our power goes down. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, 90 RPM. Slightly slower rhythm, slightly lower power in zone 3. Keep on pushing. Okay, 1.5 minutes to go. We're keeping on going. Pushing through just like that. Find that rhythm and keep on going. Imagine you're riding through the streets of France. 50 seconds is the difference. We're gonna try to take that win. Come on. Okay. Keep on going. Keep on pushing. Just under a minute to go before we head to the final acceleration. Forty seconds before we go to the final push. Bring the power up to zone 5. So once more, imagine we're in that race. We can see the finish line in the distance. It's a final long push, a long sprint to finish our 21-day Tour de France. We're almost there. We're gonna go all out. Come on. In 20 seconds. More seconds. Get ready for that final push of the first effort. 2, 1, and there we go. Okay, power up, rhythm up, 100 RPM, 50 more seconds. Come on. Imagine you're sprinting to the line to finish your Tour de France. That magnificent feat. We've almost done it. We've almost finished. Come on, keep it up. Almost there, 15 seconds. Fight through the pain, keep the rhythm. We're gonna go all out. Come on, almost there. Every last pedal stroke counts. 3, 2, keep it up, 1, and recover. Okay, whew. That was a hard start, guys. We've done it. Whew. Okay, time to recover a bit. Take a few deep breaths, bring the heart rate down. Of course, drink a few sips of water. For the next effort, we're gonna go back a few more years in time to 1994. We're gonna go to the climb we're riding up right now, the Mont Ventoux. Usually those Grand Tours, especially the Tour de France, they're won in the high mountains, which means the lightweight climbers who have to pedal up less weight have a bit of an advantage. So in 1994 it was Eros Poli, one of the biggest guys of the peloton at that time, with his 1 meter and 94 meters. 1 meter and 94 meters, 1 meter and 94 centimeters. He weighed in at 85 kilograms. He was a strong sprinter, not himself, but he used to prepare the sprint and bring his sprinter towards the finish line. And that day, he did something no one expected. He broke away on stage 25 on his own from the peloton with a whopping 170 kilometers to go, with the Mont Ventoux in the final of the race. So he was time trialing towards the bottom of the climb and he had a 25-minute lead. But remember, 85 kilos, big guy, small, tiny climbers chasing him. He went up the climb with a 25-minute lead all the way up, then a descent. He's gonna try to take the stage victory. And we're gonna ride his effort in 2, 1. There we go. So imagine, we've been riding for hours already, and now we arrive at the Mont Ventoux, that killer climb. We're gonna have to push high power. On most climbs, you bring your rhythm down a bit, so we're pushing 70 RPM, low cadence, and imagine we're up there on that climb in the forest, the grueling, hard, tough, steep forest. Let's go. Starting with a 25-minute lead. There's so many talented lightweight racers chasing Eros Poli. Okay, in a bit the intensity is gonna go up. The rhythm is gonna go down even further in 3, 2, 1. There we go, 60 RPM, 1.5 minutes. Come on. This is hard on the muscles. A tough effort. Really putting that force of the muscles to work. Focus on that low RPM. Just over a minute to go. Come on. Let's go. This is hard work. This is where we really put in the effort. And remember, we're enjoying the Mont Ventoux, the Tour de France history, but we're also putting in a great workout. And this is one of those efforts which helps you improve your fitness, improve that aerobic capacity, the capacity to push high power for long sustained efforts. 20 more seconds at this intensity. Come on, fight through the pain. Ready to go down in intensity a bit. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Bring it down. 1 minute. Okay, work your way up. You can see the gradients are steep. It's a hard effort. We're gonna keep on going. stand up if you want to. Focus on that low cadence still. In 10 seconds, we're going to the final push. The road kicks up at 14%. Come on, get ready. 3, 2, 1. 55 RPM. Really low cadence. 30 seconds. Come on. Grind your way up. Come on. Fight on. Final push. 10 seconds before we head into the descent. 3, 2, 1. Now we bring our rhythm up all the way. 110 RPM. We're going into the descent. The finish of the stage lies after the descent. And this is where Eros Poli can shine. Where those pocket climbers, as we call them, those small guys, the lightweight guys, don't have an advantage anymore. And we know with a slender advantage, Eros Poli is going to heroically win the stage. He did manage to hold on to that stage in stage 15 in 1994. Come on, just over half a minute to go. Keep it up. And get to the finish. Keep on pushing. And imagine in 10 seconds, there it is, the finish line. We're able to put our hands in the air. 3, 2, 1, and celebrate that Tour de France stage victory. And we're gonna go to some recovery. 2 minutes, low intensity. Whew. Much deserved. Remember to drink as well. Today we have a Tour de France for women again. It's called the Tour de France Femmes, and that means they revitalized the previously scrapped event, because there was a Tour de France for women for a long time. They stopped it, but in 2014 the race returned. At that time as a one-day event on the Champs-Élysées, that iconic sprint finish where almost every Tour de France finishes with nowadays in the heart of Paris. It upgraded from 1 day into 2 or 3 days, and now it's a full week of racing, even 9 days most of the time, with a weekend in advance as well. But 2014, the race returned, and one of the biggest female races at the time, still to this day, was Marianne Vos. She's by many considered the GOAT, the greatest of all time, with all her wins. She's won pretty much every race there is over a very, very impressive career. She was one of the ladies to fight for the revival of the race. She was the one to take a win, the sprint win, making her palmarès, her wins, even more impressive. In 10 seconds, we're gonna go experience that race. Get ready, get one more sip of water. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start in zone 2, no super high intensity. So today we're racing a flat stage, which means the run-in is usually quite easy. You can sit in the bunch, sheltered from the wind, which is our biggest resistance on those days. And that means we save a lot of energy in the beginning. So that's what we're gonna do, because we wanna try to win a stage with one big burst of power in a sprint. Okay, 20 seconds before we go up a step to zone 3. The racing is gonna start a bit, the pace is gonna go up, which means we have to put in a bit more work. Still not super intense, but of course we have to stay with the peloton. In 3, 2, 1, there we go. 2 minutes, zone 3. So settle into a rhythm and push this effort. So on the flat, it's harder to race, to break away, because when you're sitting in someone's wheels, sheltered from the wind, you're saving a lot of energy. That way, it's easier to stay with people, to chase them. And if you work together, so all working a bit of time at the front and then helping each other, we call that taking pulls, rotating pulls. That way, you can combine your powers, and the big group is fastest group most of the time. So it's hard to ride away from the peloton, to get a gap, or to maintain it. And that means that a lot of these long flat stages, they end in a bunch sprint. So the entire group races towards the finish as one. And in the final 10-15 seconds, the sprinters go all out, try to take the win. Well, lucky for her, Marianne Vos is a great sprinter. So we are going to do that sprint as well. 1 more minute of this intensity, and then we're going to start the preparation of our sprint, which means the intensity is going to go up bit by bit. We're going to go to zone 4. We're going to crawl to the front a bit to be able to start our sprint in a good position. We have teammates bringing us there, but the intensity is going to rise to what we call the lead out before we hit that final all-out push. Okay, get ready. In a bit, we're gonna start the sprint prep. Three, 2, 1. Okay, there we are. 1 minute. Just under that threshold. The pace is going up. We're in the final few kilometers, and our teammates are around us, still keeping us sheltered from the wind, bringing us to the front. The pace is gonna be ramped up bit by bit, so it's harder and harder to break away. We're sticking in the wheels, fighting for a good position, but making sure we spend as little energy as possible. As the pace goes up bit by bit. Get ready in 10 seconds. Intensity goes up again. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. Feel the power going up. Heart rate going up. Get ready towards the sprint. 20 more seconds at this intensity before we go into the final half kilometer. We get a lead out. One final teammate in front of us sprinting. Bring up the speed as high as possible before we launch in the final 200 meters. Okay, there we go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Our lead out is in front of us. 20 seconds. Bringing the speed up all the way to 60, close to 70 kilometers an hour. And we're gonna go all out in 10 seconds. Stand. Put your hands in the drops and sprint all out. Get ready. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. Come on. 10 seconds. All out. Push. Almost there. To the line. Bring it up. 3, 2. Keep it going. 1. And recover. Okay. Great work, guys. Whew. Short effort, but still very, very hard. Okay, get some recovery. Take it easy for a bit, because we have 2 more efforts to go. That was a tough one. We have 2 more to go, huh? Whoa. Sorry for putting you through a bit of torture, guys. Okay, focus on recovery. So, deep breaths, sips of water. And now we're going to one of my favorite memories of the Tour de France. It was the summer of 2014. I remember that day very well. It was the day, I'm a Dutchman, the Netherlands played the half final, the semi-final of the World Cup football against Argentina. Sadly, we lost that evening, but something far more important happened in the Tour de France because Lars Boom took a stage victory. Nowadays, there's a lot of Dutch riders winning stages, but back in that day, it was 9 years, exactly 9 years to the day, that a Dutchman won a stage in the Tour de France for the last time. That was Pieter Wening in 2005. And that day, 2014, stage 5, there was a stage with cobbled sectors in the north of France. And that day, it was Lars Boom, one of the specialists on cobblestones, who had the race the day of his life. It was amazing. It was super wet, a lot of rain, so the cobbles were muddy, making it even harder. As we start our effort, go to zone 2, 80 RPM. Those cobbles, they shake your bike and you all around, all over the place. And it's a matter of high power, because the resistance of the cobbles becomes bigger than the resistance of the wind. So whoever pushes the best power, but is also able to navigate over that uneven surface, can win that stage. Lars Boom, he was known mainly as a great cyclocross racer, that off-road racing. So he had the technical capabilities as well as very high power. And that day, the multiple time world champion cyclocross went on to win. He and his teammate Sepp van Marken, the Belgian, were two of the racers to animate the finale. And it was Liewe Westra, Jakob Fuglsang and Vincenzo Nibali, those 3 racers from Astana who stayed with them the longest. Very impressive to see Vincenzo Nibali. He's a climber, was a climber. He went on to win the general classification of the Tour de France. And he stayed with Lars Boom, a specialist on this parcours, for so long. It was also a day of upset for many. Alberto Contador, Chris Froome. Froome, actually, he was the previous Tour winner, crashed multiple times. Contador suffered some big losses. It was Vincenzo Nibali who showed who was the greatest GC rider of that day. But Lars Boom was the best racer of the day, dropping Nibali and Liewe Westra in the final 10 kilometers, riding to a solo victory. All muddy, all wet when he crossed the finish line after those hard, tough, technical cobble sectors. But what a spectacular race it was, and I remember being so happy after all those years, 9 years exactly, having a Dutch stage winner in the Tour again. And now we're going to be racing those cobbles as well. In a bit, we're going to race on a cobbled sector. Because you're bouncing all over the place, you want to bring your rhythm down a bit to stabilize, be moving around a bit less. We're going to do a hard effort in zone 5, starting above threshold, bringing our rhythm down to 80 RPM. So get ready. Imagine we're Lars Boom for one day, for a few minutes, racing over the cobbles like a true specialist. Okay, get ready to bring up the power to zone 5, zone 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. 30 seconds, 80 RPM. I'm gonna stay seated. Come on, let's go. Keep this going. And that short 30-second acceleration is enough to drop our final competition. 10 seconds before we leave the cobbled sector. Push, steady power. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1 minute. Our rhythm goes off. We're back onto tarmac. Threshold power. Pushing hard to keep the gap we have. Come on. Put the power down. "30 more seconds, come on." As we look behind us, we can see we're in the lead. We're getting close to the finish. We are gonna take the victory. Okay, in about 10 seconds, we're gonna bring the intensity down. We can see the finish line in front of us. We know we're gonna win. We can enjoy. Take a look at all the fans, the side of the road, cheering us on. Taking in the moment, that legendary moment of a Tour de France victory, a stage victory. Final 30 seconds. Imagine you're racing there, thousands and thousands of people on the side of the road cheering for you, because you were, for that day, the strongest cyclist on earth. How amazing that must be. Something that mere mortals like us can only dream of. But we're gonna do that and enjoy it for another 3, 2, 1, and recover. Okay. We're gonna take final 2-minute recovery block. Drink some water. Before we go to a rather recent day in the Tour de France. And this is one also very special for a Dutchman like me, but I think this is a race that everybody enjoyed. In 2021, Mathieu van der Poel was one of the many to start the Tour de France. And his goal was to wear the yellow jersey, the jersey for who at that point leads in general classification in his first Tour de France. That's what he wanted to do. Because his grandfather, Raymond Poulidor, was one of the greatest cyclists of all time. He won a lot, but he was known as someone who finished second a lot. He never won the Tour de France. He was on the podium a few times, but he famously never wore the yellow jersey. So the goal for Mathieu van der Poel, whose grandfather Poulidor had just passed away recently, was to take that yellow jersey and honor his late grandfather. On stage 1, he tried to go for it, but on the punchy finish, it was the Frenchman Julian Alaphilippe who actually surprised him, and he didn't manage to get it straight away. But stage 2, they had to conquer the Mur de Bretagne, a short but super steep climb, twice in the finale. He needed to make up quite a bit of time. And on the 2 ascents, there were some bonus points to be earned. So already on the first of the 2 climbs, Mathieu attacked and he took some bonus seconds, making his gap to Julian Alaphilippe a bit shorter as we go into zone 2. And then the finish, they went to the Mur de Bretagne again. And it was all eyes on Mathieu van der Poel, seeing whether he was going to be able to take back some time to take the victory and honor his father, Raymond Poulidor, known as Poupou, to take the yellow jersey. Okay, find your rhythm, 30 seconds. So imagine we're in the race. These are the kilometers leading up to the finale, to the Mur de Bretagne. Going relatively easy for now. Three, 2, 1, go up, zone 3, 1 minute. And for now, we're gonna save our energy. We're not gonna go all out yet. We're gonna save it for those 2 ascents. We need to make up time. We wanna take the yellow jersey. Stay in your focus. 75 RPM, 30 seconds to go. Ten seconds as intensity goes down. Back to zone 2 in the preparation for that first of 2 short climbs. Find your focus. Imagine you're there in the race. You want to get that win. You want to honor your grandfather. You've won so many big races, but this one, it has a different meaning. It's emotional. It's so important to honor honor your father, only a few months since he passed away. Get ready. Seconds. And we're gonna go to the first ascent of the Mule de Bretagne attack. Surprise everyone. So in 20 seconds, we're gonna go hard, well into zone 5, and push hard to get those bonus seconds on the top of the climb. Get ready. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, stand up. 1. There we go. 10 seconds. Zone 5. Push hard. We're jumping away from the group. Everybody behind us is surprised. They're looking at each other. We're pushing on. We're gonna take some time. Okay. 10 seconds. We've established the gap. They are not reacting yet. So we're pushing on. 3, 2, 1. And as we get to the summit of the first climb first, we're gonna recover. 10 seconds. We're gonna go back up in intensity. It's like we've ridden the local lap. Onto the final climb. 2, 1. And this time, the power goes up straight away. Your competitors, they're focused, they're sharp. They're looking at you. They know what you're able to do. You're staying in the groove, waiting for your moment. 3, 2, 1. It's one of your competitors who kicks first. You're going with them. Not attacking yet. Making sure you stay at the front. 3, 2, 1. One more short effort. Everybody's looking around. Who's gonna go? Who's gonna attack? And next up, it's us. We're gonna push. We're gonna dig deep for that win. We're gonna be along with Mathieu van der Poel. Come on. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, and accelerate again out of the saddle. 10 seconds, come on. High power, zone 5, all out to the finish line now, come on. We bring it down for the final 20 seconds. So, the last race to stick with us is Nairo Quintana, but even he hasn't fallen. We're going towards that win. All out, emptying the tank. 4, 3, 2, 1, and as he finishes, he crosses the finish line, he manages to point up at the sky towards his late grandfather. So we get some deserved recovery. And right after that finish, the first short interview by the race, Mathieu van der Poel turned emotional and he said, "This is a special one. I'm thinking about my grandfather." And he honored Raymond Poulidor, his late grandfather, who had never worn that yellow jersey, because not only did Mathieu van der Poel take the stage win, he also went on to get the yellow jersey, that so much desired leader's jersey of the Tour de France. Such a beautiful race. Oh, getting some goosebumps, guys. But for now, we are going to focus back on recovery. What a ride it's been, huh? Whew. Only 5 stages of the Tour we talked about, but there's so much more to talk. So next year, this year, when it's on, go watch that beautiful cycling race. It's so amazing, and it's filled with so many nice stories, not only racing, but also about the racers in it. It's truly magnificent. For now, recovery. It's quite a hard workout, some intense efforts. Make sure to drink water, of course, to recover and focus on breathing, getting oxygen in the lungs and to the muscles for recovery. I hope you enjoyed the workout. If you want to get fitter, if you want to build your fitness, we recommend you to do 2 or 3 more workouts per week. Sorry, 1 or 2 more. So if this is your first of the week, try doing another 1 or 2 with me or one of my colleagues this week to really build your fitness to a higher level. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I surely did. I love thinking about the Tour a bit. I love pushing that hard power. And I hope you did too. Hope to see you soon again for another workout. Ciao.